So I'll start with a give feature. Um, I have 11 issues under the give feature, and under the offering, this is what I did for that. Okay, yeah. So the description is, as a church member, I want the ability to pay my tithes so that I can fulfill my commitments to God. The acceptance criteria as follows. The first one, I said payments can be made by members of the church on the church website. And then I said preset amounts of $5, $20, $50, $100, or a custom field to enter offering of choice. The third one is preferred method of payments are Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Zelle, and Apple
So,
Pay.
when
And
when you're doing a preset amount of payment, I will need you to italize them or indent them. So, for
okay,
instance, you would have under two, and then you have something maybe two A, $55, two B, $20. I want you to be able to indent them and then be able to number them nicely. Don't put
okay,
all the $5, $20, comma $50, $100 on the same thing. So yes, I want you
okay,
to indent them nicely and arrange them just like that.
okay. So something like this.
Yes, something like that.
Okay, okay, sure. I'll do that. And then, so would that be the same for the method of payment? That's the Visa or Master, PayPal, Zelle, and Apple. Should they be in that same format?
I want your work to be nicely presented like that.
Okay, yeah. So I'm asking if for the payment methods, I should do
Yes,
it
yes.
just like,
Yes, you do it like that. Yes.
okay, okay. All right. So and then I proceed with that correction in mind. The fourth one, members can make direct payments through Cash App to the number 800 777 444. The fifth one, it says for members who would like to mail in their contributions through Spirit Church headquarters 221 First High Street with a zip code 30022. And it ends by saying payment confirmation should be sent to requested mails of members with the message, thank you for supporting God's work. So this is for offering. And then under the give feature also, I dealt with tithing. With tithing, I separated them into two. That's tithing for church members and then tithing for non-members. And I felt the we would want to be able to know the contributions made by the members of the church and then those made by non-members so that we can be able to do our comparison. So with the non-members, it says, as a non-member of the church, I want the ability to pay my tithes so that I can fulfill my commitment to God. And then the payments, the acceptance criteria is as follows. It says payments can be made by members of the church on the
So
church
as
website.
a non-member of the church, the right persona that you could have used may be a visitor, right? As a visitor.
Oh, okay, okay,
So that would be the right persona.
okay. So please, well, that means I need to change um the title for non-members. It should rather be for visitors.
Yes, you can do it like that. You can do it for visitors. Later on, I'll talk about something else, but you go ahead and do your presentation.
Okay. Okay. So that's what I did for the Titan for the visitors. And then we come down, we have the Africa Water Project. Under that, So under the After Water project, it says, as a contributor to the church, I want the ability to pay my contributions so that I can fulfill my commitment to God and the society. And the first one, it says payments can be made by contributors on the church website. It says preset amount of $5, $50, 100, and a custom field to enter. It's supposed to be the amount of choice. Sorry. The third one says preferred method of payments are Visa, Mastercard, PayPal, Zelle, and Apple Pay. Says members can make direct payments through Cash App to the number 800 777 444. And says for members who would like to mail in their contributions through Spirited headquarters at 21st High Street, zip code with a zip code 30022. The payment confirmation should be sent to the requested emails of, yeah, okay. So that also changed to contributors of, with a message, thank you for supporting God's work. So that's it for the Africa Water Project. The next one I'll look at would be, sorry for the delay. Okay, great. Yes. So these are the other features that I had under the Give Epic. The missionary offering, pledges, special offering, food bank, welfare. I know that wasn't requested by the, but so now the next one that we'll be looking at, the next epic will be the prayer request. So under the prayer request, we have the global opportunity, educational scholarship, peace of mind, healing, sermons, or um, archival teachings. And then the next epic is e-store, where we have conferences, services, church materials, artwork, and paraphernalia, magazines of the church, and other readings, and then live service. Sorry, other readings, sorry. And then the next epic was the media, where we have the live service, all services, and schedule time, catalog of past services, and yes. So we can pick this one, and then we'll look at the media. From there, I'll proceed to the location. Okay. So with this, with the media center, we have live service. It says, as a member of the church, I want the ability to join live service feeds to perform my Christian act of worship. The acceptance criteria here was to go live with services, have access to all services and schedule times, watch and replay catalogs of all services, and ability to set catalog services by dates. So this was the acceptance criteria for the live service. Um, we also have under that we also have all services and scheduled time. It says, as a member, I want the ability to see all services and scheduled times to perform my Christian act of worship. And the acceptance criteria is to have access to all services and scheduled times, and watch and replay catalogs of all services, ability to set catalog services by dates. So that's what we have here. And then if we go back, yes, we have the catalog of past services. So these are the stories that the three stories that I have under the media. as a media center, as an epic. And the acceptance criteria for the catalog of past services is two. That's to watch and replay catalogs of services and ability to set catalog services by dates. So that's it for the Epic Media Center. And we'll proceed to do the location and location finder. So under location as an epic, I have two stories under that. That's location finder and then location list. So with location finder, um, wait, yes. So we location finder, it says, as a church member, I want the ability to locate church branches that are closest to me so that I can fulfill my commitment to God. And it also says that the acceptance criteria here is that ability to locate church branches closest to me from the church website, ability to enter my name, location, and zip code to help with closest branch location. So we have two acceptance criteria under location finder.
So,
When we
so so with the zip code finder, this feature particularly the location finder, it is for zip code search. Okay, like I
okay,
mentioned. So when members come on the page, they will see that functionality of search. So the
okay,
search filter, you guys will have seen the search filter. Even right now, if you look at the top right corner, there's a search filter over there, right? If you
yes,
look at the search filter over there, like right now on this page that you're on, this JRA page, story page that you're on, if you look at the top right corner, you will see search.
yes,
We will have,
yes,
yes, we will have a similar search functionality like that over there on our website. So when members come over there, they can simply type the 5-digit zip code over there. So when they type in the 5-digit zip code and then they search, if there's a location close to their zip code, the result will be displayed for them, and they will know when they can maybe associate and go and fellowship or something like that, right?
oh,
If,
okay,
if if there are no church close by that zip code, it will return no matching results found, right? So
okay,
the acceptance criteria here, it is more than what you said. So acceptance criteria here, members will have to enter a 5-digit zip code. This field
okay,
will not accept alphabet. It will not accept anything more than 5-digit number, right? We need to be specific over here. So over here, it is it's a user entry field. So that means that a user will have to enter their zip code manually. Zip codes in America, they are all 5-digit number. Okay, and so
okay,
the minimum is 5, the maximum is 5. So we need to specify this at the acceptance criteria so that when developers are working on their coding, they will make sure that members will enter 5-digit number in there. This field would also not accept alphabet also in there. So alphabet are not allowed because it's a numeric, character. Um, because this field is also is a numeric character field only, right? So only
yes, okay,
numbers will be accepted over here. So all of this information I'm saying, it needs to come under the acceptance criteria.
okay, okay, okay. I've noted them down, so I'll add it. And when you come to the location list, it says that as a church member, I want the ability to locate church branches that are closest to me so that I can fulfill my commitment to God. The acceptance criteria under this as follows: the ability to locate church branches closest to me from the church website, ability to enter my name, location, and zip code to help with the closest branch location, ability to set and select branches from drop-down field. Branch locations shall include states and state capitals, which shall comprise of the following. So under that, we have all the 16 states that our church has branches there with their state capitals. Yeah. So that's it for the acceptance criteria for this one. So with this, with the information you give me for the location finder, will that apply to this site also? Or with this side, you'll just be restricted to certain using state capitals?
Yes. So with this one, it is also not complete. What you have done well by aligning some of the states and their capital. Some of the state capital is also wrong. I see some of the state capital that you've had over there, you've got over there. Some of them are a whole lot of them are correct, and I've seen one or two or three maybe also wrong. So you need to look into that. But over here, the idea is that we will list all the states and then the address where we can be found, right? So if
Yes.
you take a look at the first one, A, for instance, Washington. So
Yes.
Washington, the capital for Washington state is going to be Seattle. So Seattle,
Okay.
Seattle. So Seattle, I want you to put under that an address. So be creative. Just come up with any address, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something drive, something like that. So this is going to be where when the person sees this, they'll say, oh, okay, this is the location that I need to go and fellowship, right? I need to go and have service with them, right? So
Okay.
under this, I want you to align an address where people can go and have fellowship with them, right? This one is where I said be creative and put an address over there. But in the real world, we will put the exact location of maybe a bank branch or whatever branch that the people can actually go and have fellowship or have service with them.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that means for each of them, they'll all have different addresses, right?
Yes, it's a different location, it's different states. So address is going to be different. It's not going to be the same. But be creative, right? Just be creative and put church, Spirit Church address in
Okay.
Seattle. So the address is what, and then you put something over there, maybe 324, if it's a Hilltop Drive, something like that, and then you put the Seattle. That's the city, and then the state is Washington, WA, and then you put a 5-digit, zip code somewhere. Just come out with any five zip, 5-digit number as a zip code, and that's it. So that is going to be the
Okay.
address for Washington, Seattle State, right? And then you come to
Okay.
Oklahoma. So when you come to Oklahoma City, so just be creative, just the same thing. Put an address over there that this is where the church can be found. So when people go on our website, they will see all our locations over there. So if they are looking for a place, maybe somebody's relocating, they're moving from one state to the other. They'll know, oh, if I move to Arkansas, and I mean, Little Rock, this is where I'm going to be worshiping because I've seen that we have a location in, Little Rock, Arkansas, right?
Yes, boss. Yes.
Okay. All right. So the next person is that all? Are you done? You can make your corrections later on. Are you done presenting? Let me go to the next person.
Okay.
All right, Kofi. You can go over yours. You can take over.
Okay. Please, I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes. At least I can see.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll start mine with the location feature. The location feature. Okay, so with the location feature, this is the epic, and then it says the location feature will assist members to the exact address to all of our 16 branches in continental America. And then stories or issues where the first one is the location finder. And then the story says, as a visitor, I want to be able to locate the nearest branch within any city or town I find myself by making use of the zip code. This will help me fellowship even when I'm far from home. And then the acceptance criteria where the feature must be accessed from the website. There should be a drop down when visitors click on the location menu with this feature on the list of options in the drop down. When visitors select this, they should have a new new dialog box requesting them of their zip code to be entered in certain field or box. The feature will then run the search and return the desired results. And the fifth is the search process should not take more than 30 seconds. So that was for the location finder. And then I also had the location list. I think when I linked, it didn't link this successfully. So let me just come to the list here and then show you how that was also done. I'll later on link it. Location list. Okay. So this is the location list, and then that also says as a visitor, I want to be able to know all branch addresses in continental America. This will enable me to easily identify exact branch location in order to fellowship. And the acceptance criteria were when clicked on the location feature on the home page, the location list should be in the list of items. And when visitors select, there should be a new page that present the list of state and the exact location address as shown in the link tags. So I have linked tags here as tags. So Washington, for instance, so Washington, for instance, says as a visitor, I want to be able to locate the exact location and address of our branch in Seattle. And I actually stated the exact, I gave an example of an address. I gave a specific address. Okay, let me move on to another state. Oregon State. Oh, okay, so it seems it didn't save, but then each state had a typical example of an exact location and then the exact address and then the state capital as well. I don't know why, because each state I stated I gave an exact. Let me try Oklahoma. Yeah, okay, yeah. So as Oklahoma is here, I want to be able to see the exact location and address of the church so I can fellowship and the acceptance criteria when the feature must be accessible from the location menu on the home page. When clicked on, it should open new page where zip code can be entered to get the exact address. And then this was the address 201 NW 178 St. Edmond, OK. 73012 United States was the exact location I gave to the Oklahoma branch. Since I'm working with the mobile version, having some challenges, but I will get my laptop soon. So let me check for Tennessee and Nashville as well. Okay, so this is how that also looks like. The capital is Nashville, and then the exact address was this Chattanooga 6L Lee Highway, Tennessee 37421, United States. And then the accepted criteria where the feature must be accessible from the location on the home page. When clicked on, it should open new page where zip code can be entered to get the exact address. Please, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Let me take Illinois as well. With Illinois to this was the exact address I have here. I have 2721 Fillmore, Springfield, Illinois 62704 United States, and the acceptance criteria is also the same. The feature must be accessible from the location menu on the home page. When clicked on, you should open new page where zip code can be entered to get the exact address. Let me take you to the give feature or the give epic.
Let me see your stories under contact us Epic.
Contact us Epic.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it's a part of my Epics. I think it's for someone else. Because I don't have contact. I have about. I have the about feature, but I don't have. That's for KICC. But I don't have contacts. If I should show you the about, but I did. If I can go ahead and show the about.
Yeah, so I really don't remember about talking about anything about us, you know.
Yes, yeah. So that one is just an extra.
Okay.
So just
I remember
just
the only thing I remember as a stakeholder is contact us, members' ability to be able
contact
to.
us.
Well, then I said something about contact us, and I talk about the e-store, and I talk about the media, the media center,
Yes.
and then what else again?
It was the e-store, the media, the location, the give feature.
Okay, so you let me get going. Bernice, it's your turn. Let's.
So for the give feature, this is my epic.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go ahead or I should stop sharing?
Yeah, I will take my time and inspect some of.
Can I go ahead or I should stop sharing?
Yeah. You can you can stop sharing. I will take a look at this again. Next week. I will take a look at this again. Next week.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we lost Bernice. So Jeff, you can go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Can you see, please? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So starting with a give feature. Um, yeah. So I have three stories. That's tithe, offering, and mission funds. I put my other project in the mission fund. So for tithing, so as a member, I would want the ability to pay my tithe so I can fulfill my commitment to God. And my acceptance criteria states members should be able to have the tithe recorded and tallied whenever payment is made. Members should be able to receive payment confirmation via email or text. Members should be able to pay their tithe without signing in, and it should be recorded for them. Members should have the ability to use different modes of payment. Members should be able to set reminders so that they don't default on payment. And members should be able to enter whatever amount they are tithing. That's the fee range area. Then if a member decides not to fill up the amounts by themselves, he or she should have the opportunity to select these on the preset notes. And I have $2, $10, 50, and 100. The member should be redirected to a gateway page where they can choose from either Visa card or MasterCard, PayPal, or Zelle, or the Cash App. Then I have the mail checking, so they can issue the check in the name of their local church and address it to the headquarters of the church. That's for my tithing feature. Then the offering. So I have as a church member, I want to be able to give my it's not supposed to be go give my substance to the Lord so that I can receive more from Him. Members should be able to receive payment confirmation via text. That's my acceptance criteria. Members should have the ability to use different modes of payment. It's similar to what is under the Titan because it's all same given to the church, but then it just has a different heading. Then for my mission funds, yeah. So as a member, I want to give my substance to the Lord so that I can support God's work. And similar criteria, but here I put members should be able to specify which project they would want to support, be it the Africa project, the Latin America water project, whether it's building funds or special offerings when they are on the mission funds feature. They would be able to have a drop down to select all these. Then they'll be able to make payments using the preset amount, and the cap is $500. So if it's more than that, they have a text field where they can enter what they want to give. Then media center. Yeah. So media center, to broadcast services online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Then I have acceptance criteria. Should be accessible to all visitors from the main websites. Should be placed within the header menu for membership to see. And that's just the description. Then the issue stories underneath. Yeah. Okay. So this one I only have as a member, I'd want to be able to join service from my gadgets if I'm able to be there in person. I have it written in my notebook, but then I'm not done transferring this portion yet. Then yeah. So as a member, as a member, it should read, I should be able to see the meeting schedule so I can plan my time correctly. Given that I'm on the page, I should easily see the meeting schedule and the meeting schedules once I'm there. And second one is, given that I'm on the page, I should be able to see the topics to be treated in the next meeting. That's for my meeting schedule. Then my library catalog. As a visitor, that's my story. Would want to be able to view the previously preached messages completely so as to be able to digest the message completely. Probably I came in when they were doing a series. I want to catch up. Yeah. So given that I'm unable to finish watching what I started watching, I should be able to save the video for a later time. And given that I have a poor network connectivity, no reception, I should be able to download for offline viewing. Then catalog. No, I don't think I put anything there. The video library serves the same function as that. Then the epic welfare and prayer support. So my issues here, from what you said yesterday, I didn't know how to delete the biography, prayer type, and field. So I only wrote something under prayer request. So as a member, I would want to be able to leave a request so that I can be supported in prayer. That's my story. Then for my acceptance criteria, given that I select the prayer request option, I'd want the ability to leave my bio data. And given that I selected the prayer request option, I'd want the opportunity to provide my contact address in case there is any feedback from the supporting prayers I'm getting. And given that I selected the prayer request option, I would want to be able to specify which type of prayer I'm requesting for. That's the form you drew. Yeah, so I'd be able to leave my contact details, leave my name and address, then see what exactly I need, what type of prayer exactly I need, and how I am going to frame it for it to be understood. And I also added this feature that given that I select a prayer request option and for some reason I'm unable to type, I should be able to leave an audio recording if that's possible. Then welfare. So as a member, I would want to be able to leave a request so that I can be supported in cash or kind. Sometimes it's not, yeah, in need of food items, and bit of groceries, not necessarily cash every time. So, and it's similar acceptance criteria to the prayer request. Yeah, basically that's it. Then e-store. So I didn't write anything on the sermons. I put them on the conferences. So as a visitor, I'd want to be able to purchase conference-related material so I don't miss out. Given that I missed the messages from the keynote speakers of the previous conference, I should be able to buy the CDs of the messages that were shared. And given that that I selected the conference button, I should be able to see all information about past conferences and whatever that was spoken about. And if it piques my interest, then I follow. Then given that I select the conference button, I should also see all info about future conferences. If there is an immediate conference that's going to be held, I should be able to get all information about it from here. Then I should also be able to see highlights of the previous conferences, what happened. That is, if I don't want to go through one by one. Then services. Aside being the church being a place for us to pray and all that, sometimes you need some services from the church. So as a member, I'd want to know of what services provided by the church so I can patronize them. And my acceptance criteria here is given that I want info about counseling before marriage, I should be able to see who to contact. Given that I want info about officiating a private ceremony, I should be able to see who I can contact. Given that I want info about officiating private wedding, I should be able to see who to contact. Given that I want info about officiating a burial service, I should also be able to see who to contact. Then buying the church stuff, that's the paraphernalia. Then as a member, I'd want to buy church things to be able to identify as a member wherever I go. So repping my church wherever I go. And given that I want to rep the church, I want to rep the church. I want to be able to buy a church cloth if they have. Hello.
Yeah, so that's okay. We'll get more, deep dive into some of these stories and some of the things that you guys have out there. So I'll take the last one,
Okay.
Bernice,
I wasn't finished, but then because I wasn't hearing anyone, that's why.
Yeah, so
It's,
Bernice,
it's all good.
I'll do the last one, and then next week
Okay.
we will do a deep dive into every
Okay.
individual's stories.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So far, this is what I've done. I wasn't able to really go deeper yesterday to put much, but what I was able to do is for my first epic, I was able to set up all my user stories and then get into some acceptance criteria and some description for my stories, and which for the give, my stories were the African Water Project, the Atlanta Local Community Project, the Building Fund, the Latin America Project, offering, and then the fighting. And then when you come to my media center, I had 3 user stories, which was the services that we offer, our live streaming, and previous programs, which include our previous messages and sermons and previous services that we've had. And going down to my prayer requests, I have the welfare support and then the actual prayer request itself, where people can give their prayer requests on various topics, from family to education to social to whatever area they want to give. And I come to my e-store. I have my stories for my e-store, which are the sermons, audio file, artwork, magazines, reading materials, paraphernalia, and conference tapes. And going down to my resource center, I have my stories for my resource center. And the stories I have here are the Bible Study Center, where people can come and gather and just, discuss the Bible and pick on each other's mind and what God has for them in concerning His Word. And then devotions and declarations and archive messages. And then finally, my last epic was a location, where we have the location finder, location list. Those were the two that I have down. So the location finder is going to help the members find where our church is located in their city. And then the location list is going to list all the places. The location finder will help them to find where our church is in their state. And the list is going to list the number of states that we are currently located in and where in the state we are located in. So going back to my give, I have the description for my tithing as a church member. I want the ability to pay my tithe so that I can fulfill my commitment to God. And I just put in additional information just for future purposes if my shareholder have any additional stuff to add as I review with him. And acceptance criteria, I have as the first one, members should get easy access to the main page of Mega Church website, and a give feature should be located in the center of the header menu in bold, where our members can see it. Like as soon as you get on there, the bold feature should like call your name on our website. And I have down members must click on the donate feature, which should redirect them to a new page where different features can be found, including the tithing, which we are discussing right now. And when the member clicks on the tithing button, it should redirect the member to a tithing page. And on the tithing page, members should be able to see these amounts: $5, $20, $50, $80, and $100 respectively, where they can decide to select from. But if whatever they want to give is not included in this also, there is going to be a custom field area where they can enter the amount they wish to give. They wish to give in that when they log on there. And the next thing I have here is when a member selects or fill in the preferred amount and click the pay button, the member should be redirected to a secure page where they can choose from different pay options. And some of the pay options that the church will have is Visa or MasterCard, PayPal, Zelle, Android Pay, Apple Pay, Cash App, using our church number, which is 1-800-777-444. And also they have the option to mail a check to us if you are the traditional person and you are not really interested in all this technology and not really familiar with all this. You can go the traditional way and just mail a check to us. And our address will be 222 21st North High Street, Atlanta, Georgia 30022. And also on the payments page, a member is required to enter their first name, last name, and email address. Members will fill in required information after selecting payment type and click on the Pay Now button. Payment should be completed within 5 seconds or less after clicking on the Pay Now button. And after their payments go through and everything, they should receive a confirmation message that say, "Thank you. We have received your donation." It should just pop up on their screen, or it should just pop up on their screen and just say, "Thank you. We have received your donation." And right after that, the system should send an automated no reply email to the member, just as a form of receipt, just letting them know that we have received that and how much they donated and all that good stuff. So
Okay.
currently, that's all that I've been able to do. I honestly couldn't do much yesterday, but I'm hoping to get into it this weekend and finish it up.
Okay, so by now, I know that for a whole lot of you've seen how detailed the acceptance criteria for Bernice looks like, and Bernice also you've seen some of the acceptance criteria for some of the presenters as well. There are a couple of things still missing from some of your stories and acceptance criteria. I haven't seen much of the structure or the component that we talk about in our training session, given, when, and then when it comes to acceptance criteria. I need to see that, and I need to see all this information as well. So I want to be able to hear the giving, given that you do this. I see that I think from Jeffrey, you were using it, but you were not using it in full. Given that you have this, then, and then when, for the acceptance criteria structure or format. But I need to see it all, and then all this additional information, I need to see it all as well, and then make sure that you are indenting and highlight some of this stuff as well in the right way. So don't put all the payments types and methods in one line. Don't put all the amounts and other things also all in one line. You see, there's a way for us to be able to present our work neatly and then also nicely as well. So, I know you guys have a lot to cover. You guys have a lot of things. Some of you have not done a whole lot when it comes to your feature sets. So this weekend, I am going to assume that you guys will take some time off and finish up, right? Finish up with all these stories and acceptance criteria and whatnot, so that next week we need to be able to finish with our banking and e-commerce project. The same next week, we're going to be starting with quality assurance testing. So next week is super packed. So I don't want us to come next week and then we'll have to take some time and deal with all this backlog of user stories for the church project, right? I want us to be able to take maybe just one day and not use maybe 3 days in addressing backlogs of the church project. So take some time. I'm going to ask you guys, take some time this weekend, make sure that you finish up with all your stories so that when we're looking at it next week, it's going to be a proper review and a proper assessment and evaluation of what has been done, so that we don't waste time, because we have a lot to cover. We need to get into quality assurance. We need to get into use cases. We need to get into process flow diagrams. There's so many things for us to cover. Some databases. We need to get into a couple of things. There's so many things, in our roadmap. So we need to hurry up. We need to, move with speed. So help me help you. That's what I'm gonna say. I want you guys to help me help you. So this weekend, definitely take some time. Take some time and cover all the stories that you've not touched on. Make sure it's well detailed enough. I like what I'm seeing from Bene's work. Well detailed, acceptance criteria, and whatever that is missing, she knows from what I've just said. She will need to have a way to integrate all those type of things also out there. So we'll meet Monday. It's already past 7 o'clock.
I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
So the when and the then, can you please give us a quick example? Like
you would have to go back. You would have to go back to, I think, our session. I've forgotten the session, but one of the sessions said training day 10 or the training day 11 or training day 10 or 9. You have to go back to that video. So you will see the example that we had in there, the then, when, and then when. So you see those, you see that component in there. So that's why we record it, right? So go back in there. If it is still complicated for you, then I'll definitely look into that for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So have a good weekend, guys. I'll see you guys on Monday.